As of right now, however, we're just going to update you on the situation in Spain since the head of Spain's Conservative People's Party has declared victory in the Sunday emergency election despite not having a majority in parliament overall. Here are the reactions of two of the main players to the election. In a moment, we'll hear from Alberto Nez Feijoo, the leader of the right-wing Popular Party, who said it was his responsibility to try to form a government and urged other parties not to stand in his way. Pedro Sánchez, the Prime Minister, claimed the outgoing government's socialists fared better than was anticipated. But first, here is Pedro Sánchez, the leader of the Socialist Party and the candidate for Prime Minister in the election. I demanded early elections because I firmly believed, as I have always believed, that our society needed to determine whether to move forward for the ensuing 4 years or backward, as suggested by the Popular Party bloc and Vox Foreign. I specifically requested the Socialist Party and the other political parties not to obstruct the Spanish administration once more. We deserve to try to form a government because we won the elections, as has always happened in Spanish democracy. Let's go live now with our correspondent Guy Hejico, who is watching. How does this result affect the country? Well, it appears that the Conservative candidate will not be able to form a majority with the far-right Vox Party, which other polls had suggested he would be able to do going into this election, but that doesn't look possible now. If he can't, then it falls to the Prime Minister, the socialist Pedro Sánchez, to try and form a government. It's very difficult, but right now the most likely outcome of everything is that we may have several months of uncertainty followed by a repeat election. This is nothing new for Spain. There was an inconclusive election in 2015 and it happened again in 2019. Yeah man, the current Prime Minister, or the one who called this election the Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez, declared that the reactionary bloc has failed. What's your reading of where the votes fell? Many anticipated that the Socialists would perform poorly in the May local elections, and I believe what happened was that Mr. Sánchez was able to mobilize the left, his own voters, and he was able to mobilize them in large part by warning about the PAS. The parties of the right have talked about undoing many of the social reforms that Mr. Sánchez has introduced over the last few years related to gender equality or transgender rights, for example. So these have been some of the battlefields that have been fought throughout the campaign. In the end, Mr. Sánchez's calling of a snap election is calling of a snap election which sues Mr. Sánchez's call for a snap election.